MarinoDeSilva.com. And can you tell us exactly what is on this CD, Hendrix Jimmy Speaks?
That's unreleased and unheard interviews with Jimmy, but also the experience. Noel Redding, Mitch Mitchell, and their producers.
Would you call them
Band of Gypsies?
Would you call them bootleg recordings, or
no?
They're the original.
The original Stephen Rosen interviews.
Excellent.
They were originally in Rolling Stone and whatnot, so that's what they are.
Did you want to talk about any of these? You got a couple CDs here. Angels Across America.
As if you want to talk about it.
Hey, I'm game. Because I listened to a track on this CD. It's called Angels Across America, and it's all about the 9/11.
Yes.
Okay. Track number 9, Talking to Angels.
Yeah.
You are on that track.
Yeah, I played the guitar solo on that. That was with Bill Champlin, the keyboard player and singer from the band, great American band Chicago. Mm-hmm. His wife, Tamara, wrote that song. Great singer-songwriter. She's written songs for Bad Company, and we did it. And I think it really rings true with what's going on right now. Bring the boys home,
You got a lot of influences here. You got a lot of people on here that we would know. Chicago, Santana, Three Dog Night. I was going to ask you a couple questions about like British rock bands before we go.
Yeah, sure.
And I don't know. Tell me what you think of The Animals.
Well, Eric Burden's a crazy guy, yeah. And I mean, what's not to like?
House of the Rising Sun.
It's that absolute brilliant raw sound, and then if it wasn't for the Animals, we would have no Hendrix.
And that's British, right?
Yeah, it's British.
That's
yeah.
British. How about Uriah Heep?
Uriah Heep. Mick Box is a friend of mine. We go way back.
Yeah.
There was one night at the Hammersmith Odeon in London when myself and Mick Box both jammed with Carlos. He always likes to drag out his friends to play guitar with him, jam with him. So that was the one time Mick Box and I played together. He's great. I love Uriah Heep. What's not to like?
Yeah, exactly. How about the Stones?
The Stones. As soon as you say it, I think of Keith Richards right away. I know Mick's amazing and all that, but I'm a guitar player, so I always think of Keith Richards right away. And he's the.
And you met,
yeah, we worked together, and
okay.
We did the album Stoned Again, and we're going to be doing a new album called Precious Stones, which I'm very excited about, and it's going to be great,
That's awesome. Led Zeppelin?
Led Zeppelin, well, we put out Jimmy Page on Icons of Rock already, that's on iTunes.
Did you?
And Jimmy Page is great. I don't know him, he's not a personal friend of mine.
Uh-huh.
We've met, hello, how you doing? But we haven't worked together, so that's something I would aspire to. I'd like to work with Jimmy Page. I'd like to work with him and get the best out of him. I think that because he's because he's such a legend, I think producers shit themselves and they don't, they're scared of him. They're frightened of Jimmy Page because he's a great producer and a great guitar player,
Yeah.
So it's like directing Clint Eastwood in a movie and telling him, you know what, could you do that again?
Genius.
It takes a lot of balls,
Absolutely.
But that's what I'd like to do with Jimmy Page.
Who, as far as rock bands, do you think the British rock bands are better than the United States rock bands?
No, I think it's just different. You see, if you talk to us guys, we always say, well, like talking about Keith Richards. Our first conversation was about Scotty Moore, Elvis Presley's original guitar player.
Uh-huh.
That's his hero. So if it wasn't for Scotty Moore, Jailhouse Rock,
and he's American.
And he's American.
Okay.
He's in Nashville right now. He's 18 years old. And we put it together that Keith and him worked together on Stoned Again. And so that's his guitar hero. So without the American influence, you wouldn't have had the British
and vice
bands.
versa? And vice versa, or no?
I don't know. I think it goes to and fro. I mean, England, you're always going to get originality. You're always going to get that original thing come. Even with the influence, it'll always be. But in America, it's more rootsy, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It's less
bizarre.
Side. It's less bizarre.
Okay.
I mean, because in the UK you can get genius, but then you get a lot of stupidity as well, and it's still kind of is successful for a short period of time.
So you're going to be producing the Rolling Stones' next album?
Yeah, it's going to be called Precious Stones, and I already previously did the compilation Stones album Stoned Again, putting together Keith Richards with Scotty Moore from Elvis's band and Bobby Dylan and all that stuff, the band. So yeah, and that Keith really loved the album. Mm-hmm. So then we got involved with the Johnny Depp thing, And
What was that all about?
Well, Keith's friends with Johnny Depp, and I'm friends with Johnny Depp. Keith ended up in the movie Pirates of the Caribbean. How ironic, being a guitar-playing pirate. And he played, and of course it's well known that Johnny Depp based that character
On
Keith Richards, and then he plays Johnny's dad in the film. So then he says, well, it'd be great to be on an album, So I said, yeah, okay, well, we'll do it. And then Keith loved that, so we're going to do it. It's going to be
Johnny
great.
plays what?
He plays guitar and sings,
Yeah.
And then Johnny called me, and he wants Iggy Pop on it as well. So Keith liked that idea. So we're going to have a lot of special guests on it. It's going to be great.
Great.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, I wish you luck, and great talking to you.
I need it.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, folks.